Hey gang, so today's a sponsored video by FidgetBoy, and this time he has sent over the SayAhBoy in Blurpalicious beauty. This thing is kind of amazing to look at. I mean, look at it. Look at these colors. I mean, I'm alive, dude, look at this. A little bit of purple, a little bit of blue, all mixed in a sexy wrapping with resin. This thing is pretty wild. It is gorgeous to look at. So I say we have a closer look. The SayAhBoy. Let's go. Okay, gang, so this is the SayAhBoy. And I mean, you know, the FidgetBoy fidget sliders, there's not a whole lot to talk about because you can't really take them apart. And that's part of what I do. So let's talk about the functionality and the look. This thing is definitely one of the bigger Fidget Boys to start with. So here's like an OG, or not an OG, like this is kind of like the newer plate version, but it's still like the Fidget Boy slider that came out. So you can see in the size, it is quite big. Thickness is, I think thickness is the same. No, actually, so the Fidget Boy is a little thicker, like tiny, but you get the idea. It's kind of close to the size, although it's bigger, but same width and stuff. So what's really interesting about this one is this is all resin. This has this interesting little added feature that it kind of makes you want to spin it. And because of these two little finger holes here, it's almost perfect to be a spinner. If it could be a spinner and a slider together, that would be pretty awesome. I do find with the resin, it's a little tough for me because of the size of it. It's so big that it's tough to, sometimes a little tricky to get your thumbs working on it. But it's also just something to, you know, a lot of people are going to work into. This is great for people with bigger hands. The blurple color on this is crazy. This is so cool. It almost ends up looking metallic because of that. The way it kind of reflects and stuff is pretty awesome. Again, it's a little big for me. I don't think this would be a daily for me, only because when it opens, like I'm stretching my hands way open to close that ladder. And gripping wise, because it's so big, you're really sort of using these middle indents, and I don't know if they really help. In my case, what I tend to do more is spin the guy. So this is, I think for people with smaller hands, probably not a great one, or at least not for me, in terms of like just hand size. But for people with bigger hands, I don't think you'd have an issue at all. And in fact, I'm sure a lot of people really want bigger fidgets because some of them are quite small and challenging to manipulate. So this did live in my car for a while as I was trying to spend a lot of time with it and get used to it. And I will say the magnet strength on it is dialed in. Like this is not going flying unless you make it fly. Like unless that's something you're doing on purpose. But other than that, you know, these are always kind of fun. It's one thing that's fun with the bigger ones. So you can give it this little flappy click up and down. All right, gang, that's the SayAhBoy. Oh, and I should mention too, the SayAhBoy is because of this pattern inside here. That's where the name came from. All right, gang, thanks for watching.